This is where I go through and show you all of the items that I'll be using for the week. This helps me cycle through my products as well as focus on certain ones that I'm trying to use up. So I switched up as much as I could this week because I know my weekly makeup baskets are a little bit repetitive lately because I am on Project 20 pan, and obviously I have to use the items that are in my Project pan more so until they're finished. But I'm going to start off with my primer and just go through how I would normally apply it to my face. This is the Laura Mercier foundation primer in the Protect version, and you know, I'm making progress on it, but I don't love this one as much as the Radiance one that she has. So for concealer that I put down before I put on my foundation, just a way that I can use it up a little bit easier, this is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Dark Circle Eraser. This is in the shade Light, and I found that this does stay put even if I put foundation over the top. So I do like this for that reason. And then for my foundation this week, it's still the Revlon Photo Ready in 002. This is in Vanilla. So the concealer that I use to kind of brighten up after the foundation, this is the CoverGirl and Olay Concealer Balm in the shade Fair Light, and it literally just looks like a balm, like a chapstick balm. So I think these might be discontinued, not 100% sure on that, still trying to find that out. I just haven't been to the store where I purchased that from. Okay, onto my powder. This is the MAC Studio Fix powder in the shade NW18, which looks super pale in the pan, but it actually matches spot on to my skin tone that I got going on now since it's fall and I'm not self-tanning, so this is perfect. The bronzer that I'm using is the NARS Laguna bronzer. This is actually a lot cooler toned, and it's not as dark as I thought it was, so that's it right there. It's just a little sample guy. For my blush this week, I have two of them. First, this is the Maybelline Dream Bouncy blush in the shade Orchid Hush, and it's just a super light, very pale, very subtle pink shade. And then over the top of that, this week I'm using the MAC face powder in the shade Flower Fantasy. And my husband got this for me a couple years ago. I think it was 2 years ago, and I just barely hit pan on this little highlighting portion of it, so I'm really going to focus on this one for a little while. I want to try and have this one finished up by the end of 2015. And then for my highlighter, I feel like a cream product would be fun, so this is my Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in the shade Opal, and I'm down to here. I just really need to focus on this and use this up because I do have two of these guys, so it doesn't make sense to have duplicates when I can barely get through a single one of them. There's no reason why I need to have two of them. So working on that one this week. For my eyebrow products, I'm not satisfied lately with how my eyebrows are looking. So I moved back to my Anastasia Brow Powder Duo. I think this is the one that's brunette and dark brown. But anyway, this is what that looks like, and I'll fill my brows in entirely with this lighter shade, and then in the darker one, I'll run that underneath my brow and like fill in the tail over on the end with the darker shade. And then over the top of that, I'm using my Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. Then onto my eyes. For my kind of like an eye primer, eye base, I'm using a Maybelline Color Tattoo in the shade Creamy Beige. This is from the Leather collection. This is a gorgeous product, and this is in their regular line. This is not limited edition or anything. So that's it right there. It's a beigey, extremely light brown kind of a shade. So I think this pairs well with anything. You can put lighter shades over the top of it and they look lighter. I mean, because it has a dark base, it doesn't necessarily mean that your lighter eyeshadows are going to look darker. It'll keep the true color. So, and that is a lovely, I just love this thing, and I haven't had a chance to play with it very much because I've been trying to work through some other ones. And then if I want something in my crease, I'm using the MAC Fluid Line in the shade Catch My Eye, and usually these little guys, these are gel eyeliners, but if you have a lighter shade like this, something like this, you could use it for just like a cream base. So it's essentially a taupe shade with some gold shimmer running through it, and I'll put this all over the lid and run a little bit underneath the bottom lash line on the outer edge, or I just run it through like my crease area right in there. I'm going back to the Urban Decay Naked palette. This is the original one. I have hit pan on two of the shades. It's Naked and Virgin. So I've hit pan on these two right here, but I haven't played with this in quite some time, so I thought I would pull it out this week. It's a really easy palette to throw something natural and, you know, kind of subtle together, or you can play in the darker shades and get something a little bit more intense and something more appropriate for like a nighttime look. So that is the palette. For eyeliner, as usual, I have two of them. I have the Sephora retractable waterproof eyeliner in the shade Matte Black. It has a little smudger part on the end, and I just recently found out that there's a sharpener when you pull that out. But this is the perfect eyeliner for running up in your tight line and along your waterline, and it stays on my waterline all day, so I love this thing. And I actually ran it over my lid today on the upper lash line, and I thought it was pretty black for just a Sephora brand. And then if I want something a little bit different, I have my MAC Fluid Line in the shade Waveline. I'm sure you're probably getting sick of hearing about this, but this is a really like a dark navy blue with some purple in there, kind of like an indigo shade, and it's, you know, my gel liner. I use this with either a really thin eyeliner brush or one of the smaller angled eyeliner brushes. For mascara this week, I'm using a little sample of the Clinique High Impact Mascara. I love this stuff. And let me show you the wand really quick. To me, this is kind of like L'Oreal Voluminous Carbon Black. That's what this kind of does to my lashes, only not as messy. Just every single time that I apply that mascara on my lashes, it just gets everywhere. It just feels so clumpy and messy, but this is like a low-calorie version of that mascara. So that mascara doesn't work for me, this one does, so I love it. And then on to my lip combinations. I kind of had to get a little bit creative for this coming week because I'm getting a little sick of all of the lipsticks and like my lip product options in my Project Pans and everything. My Project Pan and my Finish 6 by Christmas, and you know, I'm running out of combinations. So this is what I came up with this week. I have the MAC Pro Longwear lipstick in the shade Dress It Up. It's just a really bright pink shade. And then I'm going to pair that with the Jordana Lip Out Loud lip gloss, which is just a really extremely pale pink shade, and I would tell you what the name is, but my sticker fell off. So these two are a combination. And then obviously, like if I don't want to put the lip gloss over the top, I don't have to, but there's that one. And then for the second little set here, I have the NARS Velvet Matte Lip Pencil in the shade Sex Machine that I'll put down first. This is a really dark mauve, pinky mauve shade. It has just a tiny bit, yeah, it's just like a dark mauve. That's how I would describe that one. And then over the top of that, just to lighten it up a bit because that is just too dark for me to wear on its own. I'm not comfortable with it. This is the MAC Sheen Supreme in the shade Pret a Pretty. This is just a very light, kind of peachy nude shade. It's almost too light to wear on its own, so those two combined together is a really nice combination. In case I want something a little bit glossier than these two combined, even though the Sheen Supreme lipsticks from MAC do provide a pretty high shine, I have the Tarina Tarantino lip gloss in the shade Pom Pom, and I think this combination would just look gorgeous together. So those are my two lip combinations that I came up with for the week. And then for perfume, I have obviously my Victorinox Flower Bomb perfume that I will be wearing throughout the week, sparingly, mind you. If I feel like I'm just using my Flower Bomb perfume too much, or if I'm just not enjoying it like I should be, I have also the Lush Vanilla-y Gorilla perfume that I can wear for this week. I really like this scent for the fall. This is great. It's an extremely delicious vanilla scent, but it's almost like an earthy vanilla scent, if that makes sense. Anyway, if you haven't smelled it, that probably sounds really absurd. But anyway, that is all that I have for my weekly makeup basket this time. And thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I was planning to do a couple other videos this past week, but I just didn't get around to it. I've been so busy, so many things are going on. I was planning on tomorrow, I'm going to do my Project 20 pan update, and then Tuesday I have my nail polish decluttering video that I thought I would film for you guys and throw that up on Tuesday. So that's what you have to look forward to the next couple videos, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!